Hey everybody, it's July 31st. Today's topic is Anaheim, and how that ties in to everything else going on throughout the country. Um, if you take a look at what's going on in Anaheim, well, one important point. For the people of you who thought that, like, it's the protesters, the Occupy, or the this group, or the that group, or the anonymous crew, or whatever, or the black blog, or whatnot, that these are, when the police are violent, that's one thing. Now, if you live in a poor neighborhood, you already know that's a load of shit. But if you notice the videos in Anaheim, and obviously this is something that's being talked about, take a look at the kids. So if you think that if this happened in your neighborhood and you went out there, maybe not in your neighborhood, maybe you're in a little bit better neighborhood, but it's kind of one of those things. It's like an epidemic. It slowly creeps. But then when you come to defend and stand up for, say, somebody, and you're protesting, if you haven't noticed, the police look very military, without a doubt. Now, let's flash forward, say, 6 months or a year from now. Are you going to know the difference between regular army and police? I mean, do we even know that they're police? I mean, seriously, they're dressed in urban camo for battle. It's not the riot gear. This is urban combat. They rolled in. Those are live rounds at American people. And if one thing we've learned in this country, Ohio, Kent State, I mean, these things do happen. The civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Now that, and the white people that were in there were also subject to the abuse also when they were protesting then. So if you think that, and this is not a white thing, but if you think that that is going to protect you, it's broadening. So even if you are a racist piece of shit, and this is across the board for every color, because racist, it's a rainbow flavor, baby. It has nothing to do with being white, black, brown, whatever. Again, let me state, genetically, there's no such thing as race. So, and that is my belief. It's a load of shit. It's a divide and conquer mechanism, and so far so good. It's been working rather well throughout our history. Hopefully we can evolve past that. But that means we all have to evolve, myself included, everybody. So anyways, but to the Anaheim, and what our country is starting to look like. Endless wars, trillions in money going to foreign banks, shrinking middle class, we're all divided. We're fighting for rights that we already have through our Constitution and don't even need to be listed. Okay, they're already there. I mean, you don't have, they're already there. Yet we continue to beg and grovel for our constitutional rights, which a government can only list and protect. They cannot take away. It is not theirs. This is a country from the people, right? That's from us out. So if the government is no longer representing us, then it is not really from the people. And you'll see this in the police action. And this is kind of directed at some of the police too, because I really don't believe that. I support my police, my firemen. I don't think, the way I see it and the way I feel, the vast majority are not bad. That's just the way I see it at this point. However, there is a tribal thing that when you put aggression into a group, well, one, when you're angry, you take in no new information. Now, when you put a bunch, basically soldiers, I mean, that's what cops are when they're group touring like that. We're not talking about the guy pulling you over for speeding or whatnot. I mean, this is an army. You call them the police or whatever. This is an army when they get up in riot gear. Now that they're carrying live rounds, I mean, this is not okay. And then pepper shooting, like children, really? I mean, what if it hits a kid in the eye? I mean, this is not okay. They are there to protect and serve us. This is first and foremost. And as Americans, you need to remind them. And here's the reality. If you swore a constitution, if you swore an oath to the Constitution, that is for life. When you swear an oath, that is for life, whether you're wearing a badge or not, whether you're serving or not. That is an oath. That is what I hold you to, because at the end of the day, you are only worth your word. Paper contracts don't mean shit to me. Look at the world we're in. There is nothing to it. So, there are good police out there, and to the police in Anaheim that aren't, remember that these people are protesting because a couple of your guys executed a man, and then fired upon the neighbors that were protesting it or expressing grievance. You fired upon them, at least a fucking dog on them. This is not acceptable, and this will not do. And America as a whole will not tolerate it. You can see this already. Now, there's two theories to this. One is that, this is simply part of the fabric of America. Two is that this is calculated. That the militarization of our police is a calculated takeover of our country. And ultimately, they can't do it if people it's called civil disobedience. If you say no and do not perform, and this may be under the penalty of your own life, but ultimately, you don't get the right because your life may be taken to go and start killing other people. Sorry, and this is my thing in this country. We do not have to come to violence. Civil disobedience is the way. The only way to peace is through peace, and that's it. So we all must do what we must do, but if we don't do it from the right place, then it's just continuing war, and and that hasn't really paid off. We need to evolve. We need to get past this. We need to put aside our differences and come to the understanding that we all have these natural rights. No government grants them. No army can protect them. You ultimately have to protect them in your daily life. You have to exercise them. Could that put you in jail? Well, would you say that to somebody who fought in the civil rights? Did they face any less danger? I say no. I say they face probably more at this point. We need to use these cameras, use this internet to show the world exactly what they are doing. Not through our words, but through, a picture, 1,000 words, a video. I mean, hey, that's not just a split picture. That is, an ongoing action you can plainly see. And in Anaheim, thank God somebody whipped out their little camera. They're trying to make that illegal. Watch that. Because if you can't film that, or you're considered a quote whistleblower and then you go to jail, watch that stuff too. This whistleblower crap, this is an honorable thing. If you know of anything going on in this country that is a disservice to the American people, and you are in a position with that information, I support you 110% in coming out. Now, for whatever that's worth, there are many like me, and many who will support you the best we can. Ultimately, as you can see, like with Bradley Manning or Kim or any of these, and these are just, there's so many people that are in prison right now that are political prisoners in our own country, whether it has to do with marijuana, has to do with the drug war, has to do with a variety of things. I mean, ultimately, and now we have taken that away, being that one man can have that. And hey, you may love Obama, but when he's not in office, okay, that next motherfucker is going to be able to come to your house and arrest you and kill you, and this is it, without trial. That is not America. So when we talk about are we Americans, well, I'm an American. I would say my government is not. I would say my government is very fucked up. Not that everybody in there isn't. And for you people that are in the government, it's simply civil disobedience. Yes, will there be a cost to you? Surely. But you know what? You can't tell me and support sending people over here to go die or dying for this. You have to step up to the bat. I chose a long time ago that I wanted no part with that, but you chose a different path. You chose to work in the system. So either you stand up in the system, or you are part of the system doing what you say you care not to do. Civil disobedience is what you need to do. Or, as far as I'm concerned, you are... I don't like using the word enemy because I don't want to call another American an enemy. Civil disobedience, I can't stress that enough, and I'm at almost 10 minutes. Sorry for the long one. Love you, and thanks for listening. You guys have a good day.